How are you? Mwah. Anyway, look, peace and blessings, okay? Everything is going to be okay. So, there's something I want to talk about. And because I'm still on, and I'm not going to get off of it until it's done, okay? A trunk full of questions. We know with black and brown people, okay? I want to talk about us, okay? I want to talk about us. As I've said in other videos, I've even written, written a few articles on it on my WordPress and under the Lourdes Worldwide, and I believe under Purple Scarlet Topaz. Okay, now what we see is, we're always, we have the highest rates of everything. The highest rates of everything. Cancer, high blood pressure, what is it? Heart problems, everything. We have the highest rates of everything. And why is that, okay? And the thing is, they do all these studies, right? And then that's their conclusions, okay? That, oh, yeah, well, we've studied this and we find that, black people have a blah, blah, blah rate of this and that, and Spanish have a blah, 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 okay? All the time. Our children have the lowest rates of, reading and math skills and graduation rates and whatever. Right? Excuse me. Now, but that's as far as they go. And then they speculate on the reason why. Now, I have my reasons why I think, okay, I know the answer, okay, but I'm not going to tell you right now. Now, in New York, okay, this is what I have, like this thing, this vision kind of thing in my head that I think would do great justice to the question of why. Okay? Now, I saw, I guess in New York City, they're trying to fight the rat problem, right? They're doing stuff to, get rid of the rats and whatever, okay? Now, I believe, okay, that New York maybe can take the lead. I mean, I'm a little, I'm from New York, okay? So, my heart is in New York, okay? But this is what I feel we need to do, or y'all need to do, okay? Because I don't have the money to do it. You give me the money to do it, I'll do it. I'll do it, okay? But I don't, and I know you do, and you can, okay? Now, this is what I would recommend, okay? And I'm going to write an article and outline everything that I think needs to be done, okay? Now, okay, I know they're trying to get rid of the rats. I mean, in some neighborhoods, the rats, I mean, okay, they talk about black and brown people, Hispanic people, whatever. We got the highest rates of obesity, the highest rates of everything. Okay, I already said that, but I want to say it again, okay? But guess what? So do the rats, okay? The rats, I mean, some of these rats are humongous, okay? And rats Okay, they are supposed to be nocturnal uh, creatures. Okay, they're supposed to be nocturnal, meaning they're night creatures. Okay, they're supposed to be sleep, chilling during the day, and then they're up and out at night. But not these rats. Not these New York rats. Where, why does a New York rat think that they can walk down the street with me during the day? Okay? I don't, you understand what I'm saying? Something is wrong with the rats. Okay, you talk about the people, this and that. Okay, so what that tells me, that is an indication to me of a of the problem, of the environment. Okay? So, what I would suggest, okay, with New York City, okay, uh, before they get rid of the rats, okay, they need to um, we need to do a study, but this study would be a progressive study, okay, because the studies that people are doing fall very short, okay, they fall way short of what is supposed to, what a study is supposed to produce. Okay, the studies are not giving any real sustainable uh, solutions and real identifiers, okay, as to what the problem is. Okay, we know what some of the problem is. Yeah, lack of good health care, health care deserts, okay, and all of that. We know all of that, okay? We know all of that. But that's not the main problem, I don't believe, because black and brown people were not dropping off the face of the earth at the rate they are now. Black and brown people were not uh, plagued with all of this sickness way back in the day, okay? Understand? So, okay, so what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to write all this stuff out, and I will let you know when I have it done, okay? But what I'm going to be discussing is how we can continue and have a progressive study about the rats, okay? And how we can relate that to the problems that the people in the communities where the rats are, how it relates, okay? But what I'm going to tell you is you need to get the rats and you need to study them, okay? You need to reel them in, whatever. You need to test the rats for all of the things, okay? You need to test them for everything, everything. You need to test, the condition of the heart. You need to test the blood to see what, what they have. You need to test them for, toxins and heavy metals and all of that, okay? You need to test the wild rats, right? and then you also need to test when they have babies to see how much of those toxins and stuff like that are being passed on to their little baby rats, okay? And then what you need to do, okay, when you're using rats in a lab, you need lab rats. You need some lab rats also, okay, to conduct these kind of tests on them as well, okay? And you might have some tests where you put them in these environments where these wild rats are, street rats, whatever they are, hood rats, I don't know what you call them. I mean, not out where they're running around, but where they are exposed to the same environmental uh, conditions and elements as uh, the regular rats or as the people. Okay, and then you need to take and I don't know how long you need. They need to be in that environment, and or every day you test them to see if any levels have changed, if they begin to build a level of I don't know, whatever lead, uh, whatever stuff. Okay, and you need to see that. Okay, because uh, a lot of these things, okay, environmental things that we're exposed to, obviously those street rats are exposed to it too. Okay, uh, if our children have high rates of ADHD and problems with depression and concentration and all of that, the things in the environment that they're dealing with, and I'm talking about toxins, uh, uh, gases, uh, things that we can't see and can't smell, but they're there, okay, uh, that are in the environment, whether it's because of where we live, okay, and these rats are exposed to it too. And how do we know? Because the rats they don't even act normal. That's what I'm trying to say. Even the rats don't act normal. Okay, even the rats. Where in uh, where on heaven and earth or whatever does a rat feel like they can walk down the street with me? That's not normal, okay? What you're seeing in the rats is not normal behavior. Okay, so for all we know, the the toxins or whatever in the environment are affecting the rats. Okay, okay, and the food that that's not even normal. How much can a rat eat? It is not normal for a rat to have to eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. All he wants to do is eat and eat and eat. You understand what I'm saying? Rats, that's not normal behavior for rats. That's not. That's not how normal rats operate. Okay? So then what do you see? You see these obese rats. They're not hungry. Okay? They're not hungry. They're doing it because of something else. Okay, so you need to test the rats to see, and that will give you a clue. I already know what's going on, okay? But I would prefer if someone else did it, okay? Because I can tell you, and then you can go and do the test, and you'll forget I told you, okay? But if you test the rats and you test, do all the tests, like I said, test them for all the stuff, uh, you know, that you can to see what it is, because all these things affect their behavior, okay? Some of these rats are obese, okay? And it's like I said, they're not just eating because they're hungry. There's something else wrong. Okay, they're not acting normal. And so if you test the rats, and then you do the counter test with the lab rats to see if exposing them to the same environmental uh, uh, things that are going on with those street rats, that may give you some answers, okay? Even though later on I'm going to talk more about it, okay? But I think that that is a start in these big cities where they have a high rat population. I don't know if Chicago has a high rat population. I don't know if there's spots in California that have high rat populations. But I would like to see you all get together, okay, and start your study on the rats, okay? I believe that the rats are going to give you a very good clue of what's going on, and then it's when you see those things, you're going to know what needs to be done to uh, so that the black and brown people can have a better quality of life. Okay, because even in my trunk of questions, I talk about how is it that, let's say, uh, uh, the same black or brown person, the same Hispanic person or different one, that doesn't live in the areas where black and brown people usually live. Let's say they're in the Himalayas, or they're in uh, they're in a more affluent neighborhood, okay? They don't live where everyone else lives. What are you going to find? They're not going to be as sick, okay? They're not going to be inflicted with all the sicknesses at the rate and extent that you will see people in these areas where black and brown people tend to populate, okay? And it doesn't matter what state you go to, okay, unless you get a jump in income, really, I mean, okay? Because either way, it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to end up basically in the same area, and the same thing is happening in those areas. And I'm going to talk about that another time, but not right now. Okay, so that's my thing. Could you please test the rats? And you're going to find some interesting information when you do that. All right? So, take care.